Breathe with me, faithful, because what we've got today hits you in the gut first and then snaps right into the whiteboard. It's one of those weeks where every tiny detail matters. Who traveled, who's out, who might open a practice window, and which crazy rumor might actually be logical if you follow the breadcrumbs. And here's the kicker. The one move that's not even guaranteed to be available could be the exact lever that flips this season from survival mode to kill mode. You won't believe what's on deck. So grab a seat, smash that like, drop your prediction in the chat, and let's roll right into the action. Let's start with the facts every hardcore fan needs in their pocket before kickoff. Officially out, Brock Purdy, toe, Ricky Pearsall, knee, Jake Brendel, hamstring, Yetur Gross-Matos, knee hamstring, and Bryce Huff, hamstring. That list has ripple effects across the script. Without Brendel at center, the communication load spikes, from cadence timing to slide protections to how you handle mugged A-gaps. This is exactly where you lean on quick game with high percentage throws, controlled tempo, and play action that simplifies the quarterback's read. It's not about running scared, it's about math and angles, inside zone with motion to clean the picture, tight splits to condense leverages, manufactured touches that keep the ball on time and on schedule. When you're light on your front and missing rush juice, the best defense can be a patient offense that manipulates down and distance like a veteran point guard. Now for the watch list. Questionable. Diamador Lenoir, quad. Luke Gifford, hamstring. Spencer Burford, knee. If Lenoir is active, you unlock more disguise on the back end. Late rotations, press, bail, and the confidence to toggle between man match and spot drop without handing easy keys to the quarterback. If he can't go, you shift into discipline mode, squeeze splits, rally tackle, live with a few underneath catches, and win with leverage and pursuit. If Gifford suits up, your second level spacing gets more stable against RPOs and play action crossers. If Burford plays, the run game can lean harder on pull concepts and combos that require timing chemistry. Every one of these maybes is a lever that changes which part of the call sheet Kyle Shanahan pulls from on second and medium. Here's the subtlety that separates meh coaching from championship DNA, travel tells. The last time the Niners went on the road, week 6 in Tampa, Purdy didn't travel. This week he's on the plane to Houston. No, that doesn't guarantee a return right now, but it screams progress. It means the rehab timeline is lining up with game week rhythm again. That matters for chemistry, for cadence, and for the feel that your quarterback one is inching closer to pulling the trigger. On top of that, Brandon Ayuk is firmly in week-to-week territory for opening his practice window. That's not just a name, that's gravity. When Ayuk is back, safeties have to respect the deep cross and dagger packages, and corners can't squat on everything underneath. The field gets bigger and the margins for error shrink for the defense. Now let's talk about the wild card that's been buzzing. The big swing for the fences interior hammer. League chatter keeps circling Jeffrey Simmons, the Titans' wrecking ball at defensive tackle. Fit, it's almost too clean. Elite run anchor, true interior pocket collapse on third down, a player who forces offenses to choose between doubling inside or leaving the edges one-on-one. With Nick Bosa done for the season and Fred Warner out as well, the middle of this defense needs a tone setter who raises the ceiling, not just fills snaps. Jordan Elliott and Kevin Givens are pros who do their jobs, but let's be real. There's a difference between playing solid ball and detonating protections all by yourself. Here's the reality check before anyone gets carried away. All the recent reporting out there paints Tennessee as not exactly eager to pick up the phone on Simmons. He's been treated as not available or not expected to be moved at this deadline. Add in the recent hamstring issue that kept him out in back-to-back weeks, and you've got risk layered into an already expensive conversation. That said, fit plus need plus timing is why the rumor won't die. You can make a football case and a cap case. There's theoretically enough room to slot him in with some salary conversions and veteran restructures. And if you're truly in go-for-it mode, there are ways to protect yourself. A 2026 first with top 10 protection, a 2027 second, a young rotational DL plus snap/production conditionals that escalate if the player hits thresholds. That kind of package is painful, sure, but game wreckers on the interior change your entire third down personality without asking your DC to blitz the house. The deadline timer is ticking Tuesday, November 4th, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And that's exactly when front offices test each other's convictions. Zooming back to the current week, there's a real sense of emotional oxygen returning to this locker room. For once, the medical updates feel like a plan, not a scramble. Purdy and Pearsall are out, but neither was shut down due to a setback. It's calculated caution. Purdy traveling signals he's closer. Pearsall is trending, just held on a short leash. Ayuk's potential practice window, maybe as soon as next week, reintroduces the vertical threat that bends coverages. Look at the schedule with clear eyes. Texans and Giants on the road, then home for the Rams and a trip to the Cardinals. If you manage the next two without forcing the issue, you can realistically target Week 10 to walk into divisional fights with reloaded firepower. That's not conservative, that's ruthless patience. It's December math in late October. And right when you need a break on the opponent's side, you might be getting one. The Texans will be without Nico Collins due to a concussion. This isn't just missing a receiver. Collins is the spark that turns Houston's offense from efficient to explosive, and C.J. Stroud's split with and without him backs that up. His adjusted net yards per attempt dips, the touchdown to interception balance tightens, completion percentage slides, and Houston's EPA per play drops from top-tier efficiency to something much more manageable. That shifts how you call the game on defense. Tighten the perimeter, make Stroud hold the ball for that extra heartbeat, dare less experienced targets, Jaden Higgins, Jalen Noel, Xavier Hutchinson, to separate consistently on time. Houston still brings speed and structure, but without Collins, the explosive window narrows. Does that mean you can just heat the quarterback every play? Not with the current edge rotation thinned out by injuries and without Huff this week. The assignment is surgical pressure, not reckless pressure. Win early downs with gap integrity and tackling, get to 3rd and 7, and then let disguise do the work. Rotate late. Present two high shells that kick to post-snap man, show pressure, drop out, and vice versa. If Renardo Green and Upton Stout are available and Lenoir is up despite the quad tag, you've got the bodies to live in nickel and dime without handing out free grass. And if Lenoir can't go, the answer is technique more than hero ball. Top-down leverage, rally, and hit make Houston execute 12 plays, not 3. On offense, the blueprint against this defense isn't about outmuscling them snap to snap. It's about stretching them horizontally, then cutting vertically when their feet get crossed. Expect outside zone with orbit and jet motion to test eye discipline. Expect duo looks that morph into play-action glance routes. Expect tight end involvement early to settle protections and to set up the second-half shots when the backers start biting. Even with Christian McCaffrey potentially on a pitch count, you can create touches that feel like runs, screens, swings, flats with a convoy, while preserving the core of your rhythm. And if the quick game pushes the safeties down, you take your calculated deep shot off a well-sold run look. You don't need fireworks every series, you need one haymaker in each half and clean possessions in between. All of this comes back to one truth. This is a prove-it stretch that won't be framed as pretty, but could be remembered as pivotal. The biggest storyline isn't just who plays, it's how the staff sequences the calls to protect the roster you've got and set up the roster you're about to get back. The difference between 0 to 2 and 1 to 1 on this road swing could be as small as 3 third-down conversions and as massive as a single turnover you steal with a late safety rotation. The difference between hanging on and building momentum could be Ayuk running a deep over that pulls a corner and a safety out of the picture, opening a dig that keeps a drive alive. That's the invisible stuff that flips a season. Circle back to the rumor one more time because I know how fans think, because I'm right there with you. Would Simmons magically fix every defensive problem? Number, but he would let you win with 4 again. He would cut down the need for 5- and 6-man pressures. He would put guards on skates and force offensive coordinators to abandon those pretty third and manageable scripts. And even if Tennessee keeps the door locked, the conversation matters. It's a signal about how the organization views this window, about the appetite to spend picks and cap on someone who can tilt playoff games. The smoke might not become fire, but even smoke has a way of revealing where the draft capital and contract engineering might go in March if it doesn't go there now. In the meantime, what you can control is the identity you put on tape. Shorten the game, own the middle 8 minutes around halftime, steal one possession with a special teams crease or a coverage bust you bait with formation into the boundary. If the defense lives in disciplined disguise and the offense wins the hidden yards, penalties, field position, timeouts, you can turn a shorthanded road week into a throat-clearing statement. And if Purdy's travel and Ayuk's window mean what we think they mean, Week 10 becomes a reset no one in the NFC wants to deal with. So, here's where we land. Out today, Purdy, Pearsall, Brendel, Gross-Matos, Huff, questionable, Lenoir, Gifford, Burford. Purdy traveling is a neon sign that the arc is bending back our way. Ayuk's practice window could open as early as next week, which changes the geometry of every coverage shell you face. The Simmons rumor is exactly that, a rumor, but it lines up with need, fit, and the ruthless logic of a team that refuses to waste a defense-heavy identity because two superstars got knocked out. And the opponent? Houston's missing Nico Collins, which flattens the offense just enough for a disciplined game plan to squeeze them for 4 quarters. This is the kind of Sunday that doesn't look glamorous on the highlight reel, and yet quietly rearranges the NFC playoff picture. Now I want to hear from you. If it took a protected first and real capital to pry a true interior game wrecker loose, would you do it? What's your read on the 2-game road swing, split it and set up a Week 10 surge, or sweep it and send a message? And how many snaps should the staff give McCaffrey if the run game is already dictating the terms? Sound off below. Hit like if you're buying the long game. Sub if you live for the trenches as much as the deep shots. Drop your score prediction and your favorite bring Ayuk back play call. Faithful, you know the drill. We ride together, we argue together, and when the smoke clears, we're still here.